into it. And the first thing we're to talk about today is why Millie Bobby Brown is in the news. Now, Millie, if you don't know, is a 14-year-old actress best known for her role in Stranger Things. And like many stars of her generation, she is hyper involved on her social media, massive on it. On Instagram, she has almost 17 million followers. But unfortunately, Millie is in the news today for kind of social media gone wrong. Back in November, people began posting fake stories about interactions they said they had with Millie, many of them saying that she was being racist or homophobic. Some people attributing a user by the name of Kelsey Fiona for starting all of this, accusing Brown of removing her hijab, saying, "I saw Millie Bobby Brown in the airport and asked for a pic, and she said, 'Only if you remove the hijab.' And I said, 'It's my faith,' and she aggressively pulled it off my head and stamped on it." To that, a user pointed out, "Well, you don't even have a hijab in your profile," to which she said, "Because she ripped it off." And that story, of course, was an obvious fake. The Twitter account was actually suspended. What soon followed after this was the hashtag #TakeDownMillieBobbyBrown. When you look through the hashtag, you ended up finding some people that were just kind of memeing, making jokes like, "Oh, wouldn't this be ridiculous?" But then also what appeared to be a ton of trolls actually trying to mislead the public and make it seem like Millie was doing horrible stuff. But of course, because this is the internet, there is a new target, a new thing every single day. The popularity of these posts did die off. But then, at the beginning of June, which is LGBT Pride Month, it began popping up again. And in addition to the uptick of fake stories about this 14-year-old girl, there were also a number of fake pictures. People taking real selfies she posted, but then photoshopping in fake homophobic and racist captions. And the reason so many people have been talking about this in the past 24 hours is that Millie Bobby Brown deleted her Twitter because of all this. Now, as far as why the account was actually deleted, I do not know. I do feel like it's probably a temporary move. Her Instagram account is still live, but she has since disabled comments. Personally, I find it to be a pretty smart move, whether it was her manager, her family, whoever, because it's essentially issuing a statement without making a statement. And it got the story coverage, it clears her name, and she doesn't have to comment on it, which is always a really big issue for anyone with any audience whatsoever. People can fake stuff very easily in 5 to 10 seconds. Anyone can just throw out a fake claim. And as a person with an audience, no matter how ridiculous that claim is, you still have to wonder, should I address this? Because if you address one thing, you will be expected to address everything. Now, as far as the fake stories and the hashtag and kind of the memeing of this, it's been very interesting to see the reaction. Some obviously very angry about it. One user writing, "Fuck each and every one for sharing memes and making up fake accusations, bullying a 14-year-old. Wow, you must all be very proud of yourself." Whereas others claim, no, it's not harassment, it's an obvious joke, it's sarcastic, it's a meme. As one user argued, the reason it's so funny is because we know Millie would never do anything like that. Why are her fans so angry? Only an idiot would actually believe these stories. But also the counter to that point is there are a lot of people that are not familiar with her. If someone doesn't know her that well, or they are not aware of this meme, they just see these screenshots that to them seem real, they are going to believe it. I mean, if you've watched this show for a while, I mean, think about how many times we've talked about whether she's kind of everyday people on Facebook, Twitter,
like, yeah, she's alt-right,
by a
she's
fake
a
photo or a fake story or actual news outlets. And so I 100% understand why people would go, well, no, that's not a meme, that's just slander and libel. And even with the memeing defense, I do have to personally say, while I am very protective of allowing people to kind of just fuck around on the internet, there is something disgusting about the target of this being a 14-year-old. And I mean, in general, it's very easy to look at celebrities and not consider them real people initially, but ultimately, at the end of the day, you're talking about a kid. But that said, that's the story, then my opinion, and I want to pass the question on to you. What are your thoughts on this? Is it disgusting, or no, it's a playful meme thing? I'd love to know your thoughts and why in those comments down below. But from that, I want to share some stuff I love today. Is a day in also brought to you by Active. You may or may not have noticed, but over the past 3 months, I really decided to focus on
if I ask for another cup of coffee after this, remind me that I said I wouldn't have another one.
Still on my way to getting where I want to be. So if you've been looking for something like this, you've been looking for the motivation, you're kicking the ass to kind of jump on the train to better yourself or get you in a place where you're happier with yourself, go to DeFrancoFit.com. It'll bring you to a special sign-up page. You will get a 30-day free trial, and because you signed up either through that link or using code PHIL, it will give you 40% off. And actually, whether you join in on this with me or not, just remember that at any moment, that could be your first day on your path to your new normal. And the first bit of awesome today is we had Zach Galifianakis giving us some more between.
Thank you.
Two Ferns, awesome, this time with Cardi B and Jerry Seinfeld. Then we had Giselle doing Vogue's 73 Questions series. We had Life Knockin' asking what would happen if you were allergic to water. We also got the trailer for Unfriended Dark Web. We had Natalie Portman on Hot Ones. And remember, if you want to see the full versions of everything, I just shared the secret link of the day. Anything at all. Links, as always, are in the description down below. And then we have another segment of Don't Be Stupid, Stupid. And this story comes to us from Minnesota thanks to 19-year-old Caitlin Strong. She was attending the Woodstock Country Music Festival. One thing led to another, and then this happened to Caitlin. Her head got stuck in a tailpipe, and they had to use a power saw to get her out. Now you may be wondering to yourself, how the hell does that happen to someone? Nothing seems to add up. But the flaw in your thinking is you are not giving stupid enough credit. Stupid truly makes all things possible, and as Caitlin explained, she saw this Chevy Silverado with a large tailpipe, and she said, we were just all having fun, and I saw this big exhaust pipe, and I was like, hey, my head could probably fit in that. And in her defense, it did, but unfortunately too well. And that's why now millions of people, and I guess with this show another million, have seen you make what I hope is the stupidest choice you have made in your life. And for those worried about Caitlin, she is fine, although, and this is shocking because you would never think it would be involved here, she was reportedly cited for underage drinking by the sheriff's office. And I will say, seemingly, Caitlin has taken all of the mean comments that have come from this video in stride, but I can't help but smile because essentially the way the story ends is as far as what lessons Caitlin said that she has learned from all of this. It's, quote, to not stick my head in the tailpipe, which I appreciate. This should truly be a learning lesson kind of story. Then we had guest co-founder Paul Marciano and model Kate Upton in the news together. You might remember back in February, Kate Upton came out with allegations against Marciano, claiming he forcibly grabbed her breasts, kissing her against her will, grabbing her thighs and arms to pull her closer so he could smell her. The story was also corroborated by photographer Yu Tsai, and it also wasn't the first set of allegations against Marciano. Guests had reportedly investigated him for inappropriate behavior towards two models back in November of 2017. And as of February, when Upton's claims came out, they had not made a final determination around those initial allegations. But after Upton, the company started another internal investigation. And the big update this week is that Paul Marciano has now resigned. This after a special committee had completed their investigation on him. That committee saying they were unable to corroborate a number of the claims, saying in some cases no conclusion could be reached because the individuals either declined to be interviewed or provided insufficient information to the investigators. Also adding in other cases, the investigation found incredible accounts were given by both sides. And ultimately, the investigation said that in some occasions, Marciano exercised poor judgment in his communications with models and photographers and is placing himself in situations in which plausible allegations of improper conduct could and did arise. And as far as the number of people involved in claims and allegations that were able to be corroborated, it appears that that number is at least 5. And I say that because guests acknowledged that Marciano and the company had reached non-confidential settlements totaling $500,000 with 5 of those who made allegations. But as of right now, those people have not been named. As far as what happens
Hello? Yes. Oh, hello. Yeah. It's something I'd normally get mail order, but they weren't able to get it to me for like a week and a half. So, and I'm out. So they just need a new prescription sent out then? So what do I do then? Okay. Do you have that number by any chance? Let me open a Microsoft Word document here. Watch, someone's gonna come shoot me right now. I'm playing video games. Okay, blank document. Okay, what's the number? 888 769 9030, and just call them and tell them I want to opt out for this one time, and then hopefully they can get me set up after that. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Alright, I'll give you a call back. Probably be like 30 minutes because I don't know how long it'll be. Alright, thanks. What's that, Vic? Call 1-888-769-9030. Hey, Victor. Is my oxybutyn bottle around here somewhere? Or the care mark page? Yeah, there's one. Yeah, Douglas Nielsen, Niels. Well, it says SON on the bottle, but it's really SEN. But date of birth 2/26/85. Yeah, 2/26/85. 1985. Douglas. Douglas. Nielsen, but on my bottle it says Nielson. So, yeah. 95304, I think. Another name? Maybe Norman Nielsen? Maybe Norman Nielsen? My father? Oh, a medication. Oxybutyn. I'm like, I was confused. Yeah, correct. That's the correct spelling. Yeah, it's not the first time. When I was in high school, my mom was my teacher when I was a freshman, and they even had both of our names spelled differently. Not even the school could get it right. Well, I had a question. I have a medication, well, oxybutyn, and I didn't realize that I was out until pretty much yesterday, and I had one pill left. And I was wondering if for this period, if I could opt out of the online and have my local pharmacy fill it for me, because they could get it to me by tomorrow. Because the soonest I looked you guys could get it to me would be like next week. Yeah, I screwed that up big time. have at it. Thanks.